Hello and welcome to another Imperator Rome video. This time we're talking again about the Emperors at War stream that again just finished about an hour ago. But I was taking notes, so I was on the ball. It's all good. So first off, just to talk about some things that I may have missed or just to reiterate from previous videos that I've done. So first off, Truce Breaks. That was a big problem in the dev clash. And I've said before that maybe the penalties for truce breaking is a little bit too weak. They did show it in this stream, and it seems like the only penalty you get from truce breaking is a -5 stability hit. So to compare that to EU4, I think you get the -5 stab hit, but you also get, I think it's +2 war exhaustion and a big aggressive expansion penalty as well. I can't remember the exact numbers of. And to be honest, I think that if those exact numbers were ported over to Imperator, it would be probably better than just the stab hit. Maybe it could be changed to have some different effects, but I think definitely if that was just purely ported over, that would be an improvement. Alright, lovely. So with that out of the way, something I said in the previous video on this Emperors at War stream was about deficits and manpower money deficits, and I had said that there was various things that could happen, and I think I got it wrong. So just to show you exactly what happens when you go into a deficit, I took this little screenshot here. So we are in deficit, giving us the following effects. So this, regardless of what else happens, this is permanent. This is what you get when you're in a deficit. But you also get the monthly chance of certain things happening. So bad planning, deficit, desperate measures, a friend in need, tightening the strings, and a gift from the gods. I don't know exactly what each of these does. I assume it's an event to fire. And also these percentages don't add up to 100, so I guess there is always chances of nothing happening. But yeah. Those are the things that could potentially happen. Right, so some more things. We'll go over to this screen here, and you see Disloyal Generals. So when you have a general that is disloyal, so below, I think it's 33% loyalty when they become disloyal. I don't know the exact numbers on that, I can't remember. But anyway, I'll just let you listen to this.
They're automated armies because he is completely disloyal. The general takes complete control over the army, so he can't do anything. He can build to it, but he can't control this army anymore.
No. They could fight independently in the war, though. But
yes,
it can't be controlled.
They'll still fight in the war and so on, but he does not have control over it.
No.
So that's just something interesting about your armies. If your general becomes disloyal, you won't be able to control, you won't be able to move the army around, etc. But they may still fight in your wars if they feel the desire to fight. Another thing is slightly related to that point with disloyal characters, but disloyal governors. If you have disloyal governor, I think it's at 0, they will rebel and they will take everything that they control. So their entire, their province that they govern will rebel. That's the part that splits off. There was also a point where it was in this war actually. Alexandria was being sieged by one of Egypt's generals who was very disloyal, to the point where he decided to rebel. He finished the siege of Alexandria and then immediately turned into a rebel province who was at war with him and at war with Phrygia, so Phrygia was able to siege it and just annex it straight away. So I think this is going to be very important to take note of when you are in a multiplayer situation, because if you have your disloyal generals sieging things and then they flip, they'll turn into another country, and you can annex a part of the person you're at war with while still at war with them. So you could take potentially more than you would usually. So I just thought it was pretty interesting as well, something to keep in mind, especially for multiplayer. Also, during this war, there's some more things to talk about. There's always some more things to talk about. So armies at sea, when they're on the boats, we figured out that they take exactly 1% attrition. The numbers weren't clear before. I don't think this had been shown or told before, but they take 1% attrition. So it could be the case that it is more beneficial for you to keep your armies at sea instead of landing them and potentially taking, you know, up to 5%, I imagine they've capped it again, attrition by sieging an enemy province. You send a little bit of a force down, siege, siege a fort, wait until that's completely sieged before bringing the rest of your army in, instead of trying to, you know, spread them out, etc. Just, again, something to take in mind. For the imminent peace thing to occur, you of course need to own an entire province, the entire war goal, but that ticking doesn't start until the ticking war score from owning the war goal hits 25%. So it's not just the case that you take the entire province and then the ticking starts. You have to take it and then get the ticking war score to 25, and then the 3-year cooldown will start. Right, moving on. I don't think I took a picture of this one, but in battles there is a bit of a strange lineup. So when two armies are fighting each other, obviously they've both got their front lines, and if their centers are both being destroyed, you can get into a situation where only like a few units from each side. I'll just pause this here. Oh, great, right before it. So just bear with me here. You could get into the situation where, say, Menez here has an army that is going all the way to here. So this heavy infantry right here. And then the other army could be in a situation where it has from this slot here all the way over here. So they could have equal sized armies, but only one unit fighting each other, plus the flanking maneuvers from each side. So despite having, really large armies, you could get into a situation where there are very, very small casualty numbers because, not very many are fighting. When these die, of course, they do move into the center, but they don't reorganize mid-battle to, have the center point be the exact center of their army. So another thing just to bear in mind there. Lots of things to bear in mind, I keep saying that. But anyway, unit reorganization. This is another thing. Basically, there is a button on your army screen, unit reorganization, that will lower their movement speed, but increase their reinforcement rate by 25% and their morale by 10%. And that's very useful, especially when you're in foreign territory, because they didn't give exact numbers, but apparently in foreign territory, your morale goes up incredibly slowly. So taking, battle after battle after battle in foreign territory, even if you occupy it, is probably going to be quite rough. The same situation is true in EU4, but to a much lesser degree to the way that they were sort of talking on about it. Also, the maintenance cost is increased by, doubled. So, yeah, be wary of that. You can't do it in land that you have occupied, so he's got this army here selected, and it is sitting in a province that he controls, but he can't do it because he doesn't own it. So yeah, it seems to be a defensive thing you want to do, but not really possible when you're on the attack. What else have I got for you? Okay, so Alexander's body. It starts off in Alexandria. That's, Ptolemy took the body from, I think it was the Seleucids, and he brought the body to Alexandria. There's no known location for the body today, although there are, I guess it's kind of a rumor or maybe a theory that the Venetians actually took the body and brought it to Venice, and the body that they call, I think it's St. Mark, is actually Alexander's body, but that's just a theory that isn't confirmed. It's a game theory, whatever. So yeah, anyway, back to the point, if another one of the Diadochi sieges and controls Alexandria and actually takes it in a peace deal, the body will move to another province, the capital of whoever takes it. So for Phrygia, he took the province of Alexandria, and the body moved to his capital, which I forget the name of. The unit icon, sorry, the mausoleum icon also moves. It's right here, it's underneath this bar. But the icon actually moves as well, which is pretty cool. It also has some modifiers. So I believe it was plus 25% slave output efficiency. So especially if it moves to your capital, that could be very, very powerful. So yeah, that would be an interesting goal for anyone who is, playing, Thrace, Macedon, Phrygia, Seleucids, etc. Some more things. WASD is map movement in Imperator Rome. So in EU4, the letter keys were used for your map modes, whereas your arrow keys are movement, or if you do it like me, middle mouse, click and drag. In Imperator, WASD moves your mouse map around, and I'm not a fan of that, and clearly neither is Grugi, because he's already made a mod that changes that so that, WASD and all the other letters are for your map modes. So I'll be wanting that mod, because that sounds like something that's, interesting, and not interesting, but useful. Hills on the map, so provinces or cities that are hill provinces, have a negative 20% movement speed. So that leads me to believe that other terrain types also have movement penalties. Mountains would be probably even worse. Then you've got marshes, you've got forests and woods. I imagine all of these have movement penalties attached to them. It also had a pop growth modifier. I think hills was negative 0.2%. So not a huge amount, but enough to be impactful. Alright, so with that, that's enough from me for today, though I will leave you with this just awesome clip of just pure hilarity. So I'll leave you with this one.
I hope the one that made these are not watching this.
No. You want to see his older brother? The one,
yes.
the black sheep of the family.
They're saying they want to see it.
He's disowned by his platypus parents. It's me! Your older brother! I'm sorry I failed the family and went into the drain due to a lot of alcohol and drugs. Please love me. I am your brother by blood.
No.
Oh. All right.
We get paid to do this.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's just, yeah. I found that very funny. I hope you did too. Anyway, that is enough for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to click the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If there's anything that I missed, please do let me know, and I will probably put that in the next video. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.